What's up, everybody, and happy Thursday to you. Hope the freight is flowing. Maybe the cigars are smoking. Who knows? Hope you're having a great day out there in logistics land. Trey Griggs here, founder and CEO of Beta Consulting Group and host of another episode here of Standing Out. Got a great guest on today. Can't wait to bring her on in just a minute. But before we do that, take a moment after the show while you're on the old internets and check us out at betaconsultinggroup.com. See how we're helping logistics companies, tech, freight brokers, whoever, to really tell their story, to message their story properly. That foundational messaging is absolutely critical. Plus, we like to create video client testimonials. If that's something that you want, then go to the website, click on the button to schedule a call with me and tell us your story, and we'll help you write yours. We'd love to do that. Also, we got a lot of events coming up, namely one here in June that we're going to talk about today. So I'm just going to start off by saying, listen, if you are a freight broker or if you're in logistics tech or you're a transportation company, if you're a carrier, whatever it is, and you are not signed up yet for the TMSA Elevate Conference, it's just under a month now. I can't believe it. It's coming up really soon. Go to events.tmsatoday.org and get registered. It's going to be in Savannah, Georgia. There may be some shenanigans with the Savannah Bananas and many other fun things as well. So it's going to be an absolutely wonderful time. All right, time to bring on our guest today. Can't wait to bring her on. Speaking of the TMSA Elevate show, she is going to be the closing keynote speaker for this year's event. We're going to have a great time with her out in Savannah, Georgia here, June 11th through 13. And we're going to have a great time today talking about that. Please give it up for Deborah Gardner. What's up, Deborah? How are you?
Woo! I'm happy.
It's a good song. I love it.
I love this song.
Every day we get a new walk-up song from our guests, and they're always just awesome. That's a killer song. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me here with you. I know we've been conversing a little bit, and I'm so excited for next month at the same time. So
we've been scheming.
Good job dating.
We've been doing more than conversing. We're scheming together. Yeah. There's some things in the works that people don't even know about.
Yes, we are.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's going to be the beauty of it. Those that are going to be going to that conference are going to be so surprised how unique and different this is than any other conference.
Well, that's what's great about this event, because we are the sales and marketing people. So we're the fun people. This is the fun crowd and the fun conference. We have a good time. Last year, we opened up with a TikTok dance with some of the guys. It was awesome. We had a good time. This year, we've got a lot of other really fun things planned, and it's just going to be an awesome time. But before we talk about that, Deborah, we got to talk about you a little bit. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Oh my goodness. How much time do you have?
Well, we got 30 minutes. You're good.
I try to do, try to share unique things, because our life is very important for each and every one of us. But to share a little bit of background, I'm a Marine brat. I definitely have, which means I have moved 29 times in my entire life. And that's not just down the street, that's all over the world. And I'm an entrepreneur of 3 businesses, which has kept me busy. One of them is my COVID baby. And I am a professional swimmer, and I just enjoy being in the outdoors.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you've got a background in swimming. I did not know about the marine life, though, and moving 29 times. I have to say that I've moved over 20 times in my life, and I'm not a Marine brat. So I don't know what's worse.
That's even more special. I bet you're good with garage sales like I am.
I'm pretty good with garage sales, with packing. We're professional packers now. We can get everything in. Here's what's really impressive, and you might appreciate this too. When you move a lot, you end up getting rid of a lot of stuff, and you kind of travel light, and it's really nice. You don't get a lot of junk just collected, and I actually miss that. We've been in our current house for over 4 years now, and we've collected way too much junk. It's time for another move, but our kids won't let us. So
that's what happens. That's so true.
Yeah,
I knew I liked you for a reason.
We're cut from the same cloth in many ways. My moves were just all voluntary. That's the only difference. It's kind of how it works. But it's so good to have you on the show today to talk about what we're going to be doing in Savannah here pretty soon. But before we get into that, how did you get into keynote speaking? Is that something that you wanted to do, or did people just start asking you to speak and you said, oh, this is fun, maybe I'll do this? How did that work for you?
Well, actually, it was by accident, because my first career, literally right out of college back in the day, was sports broadcasting. And
really?
I actually was one of the very first.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, keep talking.
Like one of the very first female sports broadcasters, with Jane Kennedy, Phyllis George, and myself. We were the 3 musketeers. And since I wasn't a model like Jane Kennedy, or the governor's wife like Phyllis George, I didn't last as long as they did, but it was tough because, a lot of people didn't accept women giving football scores back then. And then
Right.
after our reign was over pretty much, then every Miss America wanted to be in sports broadcasting, and we're like, okay, that's not us. So we put it aside. But I always loved the stage. I always loved standing out and helping other people stand out at the same time. And I just could never let it go. So I accidentally fell into speaking when I got into the hospitality industry, which that industry has a lot of conferences. And I thought, oh, I'm going to start volunteering my, sales and marketing type of and negotiating expertise. And before you know it, I've been a speaker full time since 2005.
Wow, that is a really cool story. And I have to ask, what football team were you broadcasting for? Was it the league or was it a specific team?
Oh, back in the broadcasting days, it
Yeah.
actually was all sports,
Oh, okay. Okay.
baseball, football,
Based out of
basketball,
where?
out of everywhere. We went
Okay, so you were
everywhere.
traveling all over the
Yeah,
country. You were national broadcasting. Okay.
absolutely.
Wow,
And
very
it was
cool.
with once for a while there was with CBS. Then I went to NBC. But one of my most memorable, was interviewing Johnny Bench. He was a character. That one
Yeah.
just really talking about standing out. He always stood out. I loved interviewing him.
That's such a great story. Well, you'll be pleasantly surprised to know that in college I broadcasted the football and the basketball games on our local radio station. So I was doing
Oh,
the play-by-play for 2 years. I did color my first year and then play-by-play the last 2 years of college, and I did the basketball play-by-play for 2.5 years. So we're totally cut from the same cloth.
yes,
Back
we
to
are.
the old broadcasting days and radio days. And so if we
Absolutely.
can't make it 30 minutes here, then we're in
I
trouble. There's a
know.
problem.
Isn't that the
Oh,
truth?
that is such a good story. So you got into keynote speaking, and I love your story because I tend to be more of a I really want to keynote speak, but I'm not sure exactly what I want to say. Like I'm not sure exactly what my message is yet. And you had a message, and people said this is really good. We want to hear more of that. And I think that's really cool. It's a very authentic story. Did you embrace that as a like? How did you go to full time and say, man, I think I can make a living doing this?
Oh, you do. A lot of people don't realize that speaking is a business. A lot of people just want to speak, and I'm like, well, you really have to understand this is an actual business, and you have to really find your niche, what's going to separate you because it's crowded. There's a lot of competition, and as the competitive performance expert, I always have to find ways to stand out and to be different and better than others. And so, what I have found my niche to be is in the closing keynoting position. A lot of speakers don't want to be the closer because, some people will leave, some people are too tired. But I've taken on as a challenge. I love being the closing keynoter because I'm going to be able to wrap the entire conference around. And this is what TMSA is going to experience is take everything that they have learned and put it all into action. So that way, when they do leave the conference, they're not going to feel deflated and say, okay, that was fun. Let's get back to work. No, I'm going to actually put them to work, and they're going to be able to be accountable with each other so that they can continue to really, accomplish the goals, the passions, the dreams that they have in mind. And so they're going to be put to work. So there's no downtime at the end here. It's going to be a lot of fun though too.
Yeah, yours is very much interactive, which we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But it's I love the fact that you take on the challenge of being the closing keynote because I've been the closing keynote before, and was hardly anybody there. And I think it's a product of two things. I think it's a product of I love it, Jennifer. Thanks so much for being on the show today. But I think it's a product of two things. I think it's a product of having a great speaker who is a draw that people want to come listen to. I think it's also a product of the conference scheduling it in a way that it entices people to stay. So, for example, at TMSA, you're going to be speaking, I believe, at like 10 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, the second day, and the conference is not terribly long. And so, because it's morning and because it's the last day, people are still going to be there, and then they can fly out that evening if they'd like to and get back home. And some conferences either end like on the third or fourth day, and it's just too long, or it's in the evening and people want to fly home. So I think it's a combination of the two. And we're just excited to not only have a great schedule, but to have you in that spot as a closing
Oh,
keynote. It's going to be a lot of fun.
thank you.
Just in our conversations and some of the scheming we've been doing, I know it's going to be a great time. In your opinion, what makes for a really great keynote?
Oh, well, it is having the relationships with those that you do work with. throughout the conference. I believe I'm a big believer that it's just not me delivering a message or a topic. It has to do with the entire conference coming together to make that happen. And like you said, the agenda is very important. The agenda is spot on with this conference, and I love the theme Elevate. And so working with the logistics behind is really key. And as a former meeting professional from the hospitality industry, I understand that. I understand what has to be done and when it needs to be done and how it needs to be done. As a matter of fact, to be a good keynoter, I think you have to really prepare ahead of time for what your clients are going to be expecting from you. So if you can stay one step ahead instead of waiting for them to ask for your bios or your intros or your headshots and things like that, I think it's really important to be one step ahead. And that's all behind the scenes. In front of the scenes for the audience, it's all about connection, all about connection. And I think right from the start, that has to happen. And, you know, Trey, I really believe, though, when this conference takes place, I think the audience is really going to see a connection, not just with me, with them, but with you as the MC. I think that's really important too. The audience needs to trust. They need to know that we're having just as much fun as they are, to where it's seamlessly. And I believe the TMSA, audience is really going to find some fun aspects when it has to do with connecting from the stage.
Well, I appreciate that. Last year was my first year emceeing the event, my first year attending the event. And we decided to have a little fun at the very beginning just to get everybody kind of, on the same page with a nice laugh. And there were 5 other guys who were willing to participate in this dance. And it just kind of set the tone for the event. And as an MC, I think it's really powerful to really structure the tone and the mood of the event and make that connection and make sure you keep it flowing, keep the energy up, make sure everybody's having a good time. And it was a blast last year. So I'm excited to be back for that. Now, how much of the event are you attending? Are you going to be there for the entire event or all of Monday, or how much of it are you going to be there for?
Well, as a closer, it's really important to be there as much as possible. It's not about flying in that day and then flying out. I have to be there early. And that's something that I really emphasize with my clients, is that let me come in a day or two early. Let me talk to the attendees. Let me see what the other speakers are talking about. So again, it's all about wrapping everything up around together like a package with a big bow, so everyone can see that, hey, everybody's connected from the beginning to the end. And so my job is to really make sure that, if there's something that happened earlier, the day before, I can intertwine that into my talk. I can quote the attendees that I've talked to so that they feel part of the program. There's multiple reasons of why that takes place. And I think it's really, really important for a closer to make sure that they grasp as much as they can, and whatever that elephant in the room might be too. You never know.
Yeah, I love that, because I think so many speakers just want to fly in, speak, and then get out. Yeah. The fact that you're going to be there, rubbing shoulders, getting to know people, and learning their names, learning their stories, and potentially using that as a part of your keynote really does wrap up the whole conference. So I'm very excited about that. And speaking of which, we might as well, again, promote the event. So again, if you're out there in transportation and sales and marketing, make sure you come to the Elevate conference. It's going to be June 11th through 13th, Savannah, Georgia. Just simply go to events.tmsatoday.org to sign up, and we will see you there. And make sure you come in on Saturday, because our very own Jennifer Karpus-Romin, who is the Executive Director of TMSA, she's going to be throwing out the very first pitch. It's actually called the first banana at this event. And we just so happen to have her with us today. So please welcome the Executive Director of TMSA to the show, Jennifer Karpus-Romin.
Woohoo! Hello.
Go time. It's a good song. What's up? How are you?
I am great. Fighting a bit of a cold, so sorry for a little nasally today.
Wouldn't even notice it. You don't have to say sorry about that. You're doing great. And I think this song just brings you energy. You seem to smile more when you hear this song.
This is my pump-up jam. I listen to it every morning.
I love it. It's your alarm. Your phone just starts playing in the morning.
It should be. Actually, I got it from my nephew's hockey game. It's what they play, like in between the periods and stuff.
Nice.
So I stole it. from a child.
Nice. Okay, Jennifer, I got to put you on the spot since we have Deborah with us today. I have to put you on the spot. You evaluate and interview a lot of speakers for these positions. You're in charge of scheduling who shows up. Last year we had Randy Fox, who's awesome, and Shauna Sukai was on the show, and we had a great group. Tell me, what was it about Deborah that you're like, yeah, we got to have you. We got to lock this speaker up.
She's the only person on the planet that matches your energy to end the show. I mean,
so you're saying we can dance? We can do a TikTok at the end?
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
No, I shouldn't say that. You shouldn't do whatever you want. You still have to get approval. I hear your ideas all the time. No. So one, I do want to credit my education committee. It's we are a for the members, by the members organization. So I have the privilege to serve in my role, but I could do nothing without the support of the volunteer base that we have at TMSA. And although, yes, especially for our paid speakers, I do get the final yay or nay on those because I cut them their checks. But they really evaluate and look at everyone because it makes it more catered to what the membership would want. We have people that are on the sales side, people on the marketing side, leaders and practitioners all in that committee that really help push that through. So when it came to Deborah, yes, her energy is unmatched. And when you are thinking about a closing keynote, you want somebody that's going to have that energy to sail through the end of the show. She's speaking at 11:30, not 10:30, because we'll be in Eastern time, not CT, because I'm sure that you're looking at it in your calendar right now. But that's the type of energy that you want to close the show. And what I love about Deborah, and like I said, she's been amazing to work with, is that I told her it's incredibly important to me that anyone that is attending our shows actually leaves the show with some type of action plan to do something with what they learned. And she's like, on it, all about it. Like, that's what I represent. And we'll have worksheets for people that are staying through lunch to really hone that in and make sure that, because I don't know about anybody else, but I've certainly gone to a conference, been incredibly inspired. And then I look at my email the next day and then it's like a year later and you're like, what? I was supposed to do something with that information and I did not. So we want to help people to not have that experience at our show.
God, I love it. I love it. I'm excited about that. People are going to run through the walls at the end is what you're saying. They're going to just head out there. Nice. I love it. That's going to be great. It's going to be a good time. We got a few things. How are you feeling about the first banana throw out there?
I mean, I'm excited.
Deborah, have you heard about this? Do you know what this is?
I do.
Right.
This is hilarious. I wish I was going to be there. My flight gets in right afterward, but my goodness, I'm sure we'll get video of it, right?
Yes.
We will. I'm going to be there.
I am very excited about the first banana. The thing that I'm more cautious of is that I will be blindfolded and need to find the banana. Like, that seems like ripe for embarrassment. But I'm going to do it because who doesn't want that experience? And I was kind of joking when I was like, oh yeah, then I could throw out the first pitch, right? And they're like, oh yeah, absolutely. I was like, oh wait.
Talk about engaging the audience, because the entire crowd is going to be helping you find it, almost like a hot, cold, hot kind of thing. So
yes,
it's going to be great.
So we'll see. I need to start practicing in my backyard, both. And like my friends are like,
wait. You're gonna practice throwing bananas in your backyard.
No,
you need
finding
that
the
on
banana.
video. Oh, finding. You should throw them too a couple times. Like, that would be a great promo video. You should totally do that.
That's the plan. I don't know if you know this, but Cleveland weather doesn't always agree with promotional plans. But that's been the goal, is to do that, but that hasn't happened yet. But yeah, because I don't know how anyone can successfully or unsuccessfully throw a banana. Like, I'm less concerned about that. Like, it's going to be funny, like, no matter what. Finding the banana seems like a different experience. But I'll have my own little banana. My son is 6 years old and will be dressed as a banana.
I love it.
And he will be with me. And I have little yellow sunglasses because I feel like he's really pumped about it. And he just keeps running around the house screaming Savannah bananas. But I feel like once he's actually in front of like the crowd, he'll freak out. So we'll put little sunglasses on him.
Yeah.
So he
he doesn't know what's coming. Let's just say he doesn't know.
How can anyone not
That's
come
funny.
to this conference when you start out with this?
I
Yes.
know.
And then the coolest part, and we were just talking to Jared Orton, who's the president of the Savannah Bananas. He's our opening keynote. And he said that he's really excited because it's not every conference he gets to do where then the attendees get to experience what he's talking about, that fans first mentality in a real holistic kind of way. So, yeah, I mean, to have that as your opening and Deborah as your closing and the energy that exists in all of the points in between, I'm just really excited for this year's conference.
As you should be. And amazing people. I love the TMSA crowd. I cannot wait to get back there and see so many friends that I met last year. Deborah, you're going to love the attendees. They're just phenomenal. Spirit of collaboration among that group is second to none.
How can you not? I mean, transportation is the backbone of our country. Without it, you're left, you don't have a zoom. It's like we need people to come to this conference to learn and to network and to really, collaborate and in order to move this industry forward. And that's what transportation is all about. It's about moving it forward. And I'm looking so forward to even moving them even more forward. Because, action equals results. No action equals results. It just depends on what kind of results you want. So if you want the results, come to Elevate.
Yeah, and I'm excited because we're going to have a lot of salespeople this year. Normally it's a lot of marketing. I think it's going to be somewhat closer to 50-50. So it's going to be a great crowd. It's going to be a good time. All right, we got to pause for a moment because every day on the show, we like to celebrate the National Day. Now, some of these are easy, like Memorial Day is coming up. That's an easy one. But every day is a National Day. I'm not sure who's making these up. Some of these are really weird. Do you know, Deborah, what today's National Day is?
I do. I just posted it on my Facebook today.
Well, then tell everybody, what is it?
It's, if I say it right, it's No Dirty Dishes Day.
Oh, well, that's one of them. Okay, so there's always multiple. That's a good one. It's National No Dirty Dishes Day.
National Dirty Dishes Day, which means we're going to order pizza tonight.
That's right. No dishes, or just use paper plates, which we do around here all the time. So the other one is, and this one is really fascinating. This is one we chose today because we have to choose one. We chose the following.
Hello? Oh, hello. Jack.
That is one of my favorite all-time movies.
Oh,
and
totally.
shout out to our production crew for putting that together. It is National Museum Day, everybody. So we have to go around the room. Deborah, do you have a favorite museum that you've been to?
Oh gosh, no, they're all good. I mean, I like art museums because my father is an artist. He's 88 years old and he's a fantastic artist. As a matter of fact, my entire house is like a gallery because of it. So art museums.
Art museums. Okay, Jen, how about you? You got a favorite?
I try not to just agree with an answer, but that was 100% my answer. I love art museums. There's something so even though I'm not like an artist per se, but there's something inspired. And like my office is very dirty. Don't judge, but like I feel like it has the gallery vibe. There's a whole lot of TMSA experience going on back there. But I have like my art up, and it makes me feel like that art vibe. You can just get lost and inspired in an art museum.
Yeah.
My husband loves like World War II history museums, so I feel like I spend a lot of time in those.
Those are all good. I like those. Art museums are great. War museums.
What about you?
Okay, so I have two. All right, so there's a Constitution Museum in Philadelphia that is phenomenal. It's right across from Independence Hall, about 2 blocks. You can see Independence Hall from the front steps of this museum. One of the best experiences I've ever been to. And here's how I know. We took our kids to it, and our kids like museums, but after a while they're like, "Dad, can we go?" We had to drag them out of this museum. It was so good. So if you're in Philadelphia, make sure you go to the National Constitution Museum. It's phenomenal. It's really, really good. And then the other one is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum, because my daughter and I are into Indianapolis 500 racing. My dad went to the race a lot. I've got several die-cast cars over here on my shelf from the races. This is something we do every year. And every year we go to the museum on Saturday and look at some of the new exhibits that they have and sit in a car and do all kinds of fun stuff. And we always take 2 guests with us. So we have 4 tickets. And this year we're taking my wife and my other daughter because they never had interest before. But I'm like, you got to go. You got to go at least once. So they're coming this year. Last year we took my mom and my stepdad. And it's just fun to see them take in this really kind of cool history of of these sports cars, these race cars that since the early 1900s have pushed the boundaries for consumer sports cars. So when you think of a Corvette, when you think of these really nice, Ferrari and all these different consumer cars, a lot of the technology was created through the race cars. And so it's really cool history. It's a lot of fun. So those are my two museums. So anyways, thanks for asking, Jen. I appreciate it. All right. So it's National Museum Day, everybody. Make sure you go catch a museum this weekend. If you got nothing to do, go find an art museum or something in your neighborhood and go check that out. And then, Deborah, the other thing we like to do is we like to have a random question of the day. Now, listen, this question is so random. I haven't seen it yet. We let our producers come with us every day. Sometimes they're funny. Sometimes they're serious. Sometimes they're good questions. Sometimes they're, kind of duds. I don't know. We'll see. What is today's random question of the day? Interesting. Kind of a yes or no question here, or maybe some explanation. Should pineapples be on pizza? Deborah, what do you say?
It's funny. We were talking about pizza, and I never really liked pineapples on pizza. But then I found out that it's really good for arthritis. And now I'm starting to get arthritis.
So
I'm
you're
like,
putting
bring
pineapples
on
on
the
pizza now.
bring on the pineapple. But that I always disagreed with. But until recently, I'm like, okay, I try to be a health nut. And since I saw that can take care of it, I'm like, I'll eat pineapples as much as I can.
All right. So you're yes now. You were no, now you're yes. Jen, how about you?
Absolutely not.
You're no. Okay.
So I don't mix fruit with other foods. Like I love fruit. I will eat it. I will eat pineapple and then eat pizza, but I don't like them together. Like, or even like a pork with like a fruit glaze on it. I don't like it. Like they're different things.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Interesting. See, I never really had pineapple on pizza until my daughter started ordering Hawaiian pizza. And of course I'd eat the extra just because that's what you do as a dad. You do a little extra.
Sure.
And I started to really like it. And so I'm a fan of it, but I always think of the movie Inside Out. Have you guys seen the animated movie Inside Out? Where, the guy's like, who puts broccoli on pizza? Thanks, San Francisco. You've messed up pizza. First the Hawaiians and now you. I always remember that. So, but I'm gonna break the tie here, and I'm gonna say yes. I think that pineapple definitely goes on pizza.
I mean, to each their own. It's not going to upset me that other people eat pineapple on their pizza. I just wouldn't do that.
Well, this was very much a philosophical, moral question. It was a should pineapple. It wasn't like do you like it. It was should. I mean, it very much is a moral
and
question.
I never thought about what Jennifer said, fruit with other food. I just didn't like the fact that pineapple's cold and pizza's hot. I didn't like that combination.
That makes sense too.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the pineapple is warm on your pizza though.
Yeah, right.
It's cooked. Hopefully it is actually warm.
I mean, I loved grilled pineapple.
Yeah.
That's delicious. But I eat it separately than whatever I'm eating.
You're a confused person, my friend.
There are worse things.
I love it. All right, we're gonna end with this. So we're gonna wrap the show up. That's a good question. Not too bad. That's a good question. Nice job.
That's a good question.
Let's go ahead and wrap it up with this. So you got TMSA coming up, Deborah. Where else are people going to be hearing you speak this summer and fall? What else you got on your schedule?
Oh my goodness. I go one at a time, conference one at a time. But it seems like, conferences are back, which is a good thing. I'm really happy about that. As a keynoter, or even as a planner for a conference, one thing that is really important to recognize is our audiences, where they're going this summer or in the fall, because on average from, the studies we do in the hospitality industry is that they attend at least on average, 5 different conferences a year. So as a keynoter, or even as an MC, or even as a planner, we have to be careful what they see out there. And are they experiencing the same thing with your conference as opposed to the other conference? Are you talking about the same thing? Is it the same candid speech? Is it the same candid MC job? We have to really keep, honing into new skills and new skill sets of what we do. So as much as I travel, the rest of the summer and in the fall, I have to really up my game and bring new information in. And as we talked about broadcasting earlier, one thing that I feel is a great skill of mine is research. I love research. I love doing my homework. And that, I believe, is what separates me or makes me stand out compared to other speakers that really don't spend that time and that really important time to make sure that they have all the information that they need to make sure that it's customized and special for that particular group.
Yeah. So each speech you give has a little twist to it. They're not
Oh,
all
yes.
and all the same.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I'm really excited about this one because it is a brand new brand that was released last year. And I will be teaching a very simple methodology that will allow each and every one of them to take action, again, from everything that they had learned. And the big question is, what's next? What's next after this conference? That's the big question I'll be asking them. And that's what's going to challenge them to put what they have learned into action.
That's cool. Well, Deborah, we're excited to have you in Savannah as our closing keynote speaker at TMSA. Thank you for being on the show today. And we'll have to have you back on here maybe after the show and talk a little post-conference talk. And Jen, always good to see you. Thanks for jumping on with us today. We appreciate that. We will see you guys real soon. And everybody, thank you so much for joining us today on the show. We're going to have another great show next Tuesday when we come back. And don't forget, tomorrow at noon Central, we got Word on the Street with my good friend Travis Dietrich. Going to be talking about his recent medical scare and what he's learned out of that, as well as we're going to have some good conversations around artificial intelligence and what's happening with TikTok and the ban up in Montana. So lots of good things going on. And we will see you back here tomorrow at noon Central. Until that time, everybody have a great time. Thank you to our sponsor, SPI Logistics. If you'd like to learn more about becoming an agent of SPI, simply go to success.spi3pl.com. We will see you guys tomorrow. See you later.